so much to do, so little time.
You look rather well equipped. Your weapons, of course. Don't want to get booted from an establishment for using the wrong words again. Are you here about my notice? If that's the case, you're the first suitable candidate to approach me. I do hope your curiosity turns into acquiescence. For the job, of course. I never mean to imply anything else. I need to stop a murderer. Now, before you say, a murderer, just point me in the right direction, I have to admit, it's not that simple. Yes, let me explain. This killer announces his intentions long before he strikes, putting the fear of mer and men in his victims. You'd think with a warning they could avoid their fate, but alas, no. All dead. In the most heinous manner imaginable. A message in an innocent Sweetroll. Now, he's targeted my associates. This scroll lists everyone who's recently received the threatening pastry. Talk to them and learn their connection before the killer strikes. Discover the link that connects these individuals and you'll find their murderer. Hopefully while they're still alive. Do this for me, and I promise you'll like the reward I'm offering. Gold isn't the only favor I'm willing to provide. I'm a respected member of the Gold Coast Trading Company. When I heard that a number of my most trusted associates, as well as other individuals in the area, received one of these tainted Sweetrolls, I knew I had to do something. Word gets around. There have been rumors of this Sweetroll killer for quite some time. But when one of my associates wound up dead after receiving a delicious baked good, I started making the connection. Not in the least. They really are delicious. No, what makes them so insidious are the tiny notes they contain. A veiled threat and a prediction of impending doom. It's ruining our profits, my tasty friend. And that's something I can't abide. Oh, it's been nothing but a parade of beggars and unworthy miscreants, I assure you. If the lot of those ugly Ogrim lovers were on that list, I guarantee I wouldn't be offering this reward. You, on the other hand, seem to be perfect for the job. Deputized thugs and warrior priests, no thank you. I already have more than enough hands in my gold pouch, what with the demands of business and all. Besides, I'd rather keep this between you and me. It's so much more intimate, don't you agree? My sincerest apologies. I didn't mean to offend you. I guess some people wouldn't be satisfied with all the golden anvil or my huge... Nothing! Duly noted. I promise never to make such implications again. Is there anything else you want to ask about before you start hunting the murderer?
Are you talking to me? Why in the world would you ask me about that? I'm just a beggar, you know, I beg. Spare some gold? Look, you better not try anything. There are guards everywhere. What did I do wrong? People are supposed to ignore beggars. Just walk on by like they don't exist. But not you. Well, you want to help. Will you just go away and leave me alone? I don't want any trouble. But if you must know, yes, I received one of those terrible predictions. Are you happy now? Because... Oh, never mind. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Look, you stay here and look for another beggar to bother. I'm going someplace else. Now leave me alone, or you're going to regret it. Don't you dare follow me! I've got some apples and I know how to use them! I found the Sweetroll killer, Commander! Help!
I don't think this is what Raz meant when he said, be discreet. Raz is thinking this spy business might not work out for the Lady Elf. At the first sign of trouble, she lights herself on fire, screams at the top of her lungs, and runs in circles. Raz does not remember that technique in the handbook. The work of the Queen's eyes, that's what's going on here. That business with Captain Apinia wrapped up so quickly, Raz decided to look into another matter before heading home. Turns out, this other matter has eluded Raz for many years. The locals call him the Sweetroll Killer, yes? Much better than our term. The one who predicts your death and then stabs you in the face. Raz sees that you're looking into this as well. Perhaps we can exchange notes? Help each other out. The Ratmaster has ears everywhere, and who knows who our stabby-faced killer is. Don't want to give away our plans before we formulate them, yes? Raz suggests we go somewhere more private, once you finish your investigation. Raz and Lady Elf will meet you in our safe house after you finish your tasks. We've commandeered the Enchanter's shop. Not the most luxurious hiding place, but this one has had worse. We're going to have a glorious adventure, just like old times.
Wait, you two know each other? This is so embarrassing. I could use it.
Not you two. Can't you people just leave me alone? I come out here to think, and all I get is suspicious glances and unfounded accusations. You know I'm a baker, correct? So who else could be the Sweetroll killer? Oh, imbeciles. Despite the threats and the loss of business, I did receive one of those menacing Sweetrolls. The note inside even predicts my impending death. Would it do any good? From what I've heard, everyone who receives these prognosticating pastries dies, despite the explicit warnings. Who am I to suppose I can avoid the fate that so clearly awaits me? I met some of them when they came to accuse me of sending the threatening baked goods, as if I'm the only baker capable of making Sweetrolls in the entire Gold Coast. They ran, they hid, they avoided others, and then they died, each and every one. No, I have work to do and my life to live, at least as long as I'm able. People enjoy my cakes and pies. I'd never deny them such delicious treats. But why do the predictions of a tasty bun concern you, I wonder? Seriously? Well, good luck with that. I truly wish you well. All the same, I'll continue with my chosen course of action, seeing as how no one has been able to stop the Sweetroll killer so far. Unless, of course, you have a better suggestion. You're suggesting I challenge fate? Alter my comfortable schedule in hopes of avoiding certain death? I suppose that makes a modicum amount of sense. Anvil is nice this time of year, and the pirates do appreciate a good sweet roll.
The Grand Sermonizer called home to Agados before her time! I love wandering the merchant stalls, examining all the goods that we helped bring to the Gold Coast. I get a certain amount of pleasure from experiencing the result of all my paperwork and negotiations. How did you know about that? I didn't tell anyone. Of course, it was delivered to the trading company building, so I suppose someone could have seen it arrive. Yes, I received a Sweetroll. Came in a small box. At first, I thought nothing of it. I took a bite and found a slip of paper inside, with a message, but it didn't sound very threatening. Not until you mentioned it. Tomorrow is your last day in Kvatch. I just assumed I'd be going to Anvil in a few days, for business. What? You really think so? I've heard of the Sweetroll killer, sure, but why would he target me? I think I'd better just keep doing what I've been doing. Remain in the market, near all the merchants and their customers. That's safe, right? But there was that wood elf merchant we worked with. I found him floating in a river not far from here. He got a Sweetroll with a message. Kept to his daily routine despite the warning. Then, one day, he never showed up at the trading company. Reman? I'd rather not discuss my relationship with Reman if you don't mind. He's everything I abhor about a certain class of trader. Greedy, self-indulgent, and interested in nothing more than increasing his hoard of gold. You were? Well, that makes me feel so much better. If anyone can stop the Sweetroll killer, I imagine it will be someone just like you. I'm going to finish my tour of the merchant stalls, unless you think that's unwise. That's excellent advice, friend. I'll stay in the market until closing time, and then I'll head over to the Gold Coast Trading Company building. That place is built like a fort.
Oh, hello. Careful where you step. I just planted some seeds, and I'd hate to have to start all over again. But you didn't come over to hear me complain? What can I help you with today? A Sweetroll? How do you know about... Yes, I received a Sweetroll, just as my husband did before he disappeared. What interests are my troubles to you, I wonder? Really? Did Reman hire you? How kind. Though why he cares now when he couldn't have been bothered after my husband vanished makes me curious as to his true intentions. Perhaps fate will take a different course. Certainly I didn't predict your involvement. I thought I did. Well, no. I don't know him that well. I mean, I know people like him. Liars and cheaters who use people and take advantage of their giving nature. So Reman hired you to stop the murderer. I find that to be very interesting. My husband, he received one of those Sweetrolls with the message inside, just like I did. The dire prediction frightened him, I can tell you that. He gathered weapons and locked himself in his study. But he still disappeared without a trace. No, not even a drop of blood to remember him by. But my husband was just one of a series of murders linked to this Sweetroll killer. It's been going on for months and months, and now Reman suddenly cares? I wonder why he's had a change of heart. No. The others who received the Sweetrolls, I'm sure they need more help than me. I've got a house in Anvil. I can hide there until you catch the murderer. Just watch out for that Reman. His own interests are more important to him than anything else.
Well,
Raz knew you would find us. It's not much, but it's private. The enchanter is an old friend. I helped her out once when an enchantment went bad. Made most of Raz's fur fall out. Very embarrassing. Still, now we get this comfy meeting place. Raz has seen these types of killings before. A victim receives a Sweetroll that contains a prediction of impending doom, then is murdered a few days later. The murderer killed several of the Queen's advisors and then escaped. Made Raz look bad. So much doubt! Haven't you figured out that Raz is perfect yet? But yes, I fear we're dealing with the same monster. Luckily, my apprentice received a Sweetroll. That means we can set a trap. There's just one problem. Alright, probably more than one. But what concerns Raz is the network of messengers the killer is using to deliver his gifts. They've placed notes in the oddest locations. Raz fears these actions indicate the killer plans to strike, and soon. We'll locate a messenger and figure out what they've been placing around town. Maybe even get them to lead us right to the killer. Meet Raz outside and we'll track them together. What about her? Oh, Raz sees what you're getting at. She'll stay here and hopefully not wind up murdered. She's still in training, and we haven't gotten to the use of weapons yet. Last time I gave her a dagger, she almost put out her eye. Raz is glad you agree. Weapon safety is very important, yes? Now, let's go track down the killer.
You going to just leave me here? You do know I've been targeted for death, right? I think this is a horrible plan, and I'm beginning to hate Sweetrolls.
Raz forgot how much he Raz saw one of these suspicious messengers near the hedge maze to the southwest. Why this city has a hedge maze is a mystery for another day, yes?
Murderer!
murderer!
killer.
Get away from me!
Help!
Of all the outrageous... Guard!
Pardon me. Excuse me. Coming through.
What a wonderful place to hide something. Look for a statue or something. Anything that could serve as a marker for a hiding place. A coded message? Raz hates riddles. You'll figure it out, yes?
Just perhaps with a little less zeal, until some of this blows over. But they'll never silence her voice. Her sermons will live on. So much to do. Did you hear that the Great Shackle was destroyed?
These notes should lead us to whoever commissioned this research. There must be a clue. Read them again. According to the notes we found, every one of the targets is a guilty liar. Except for the reference to the handsome Khajiit. That observation was extremely astute. We still don't know who the messages were left for. Let's try to figure it out. Well, the scribbles at the bottom of each note appear to be instructions. Raz thinks that if we piece them all together, it will create a map of sorts. Well, not a literal map, though that would be handy. Well, the clues certainly allow us to exclude many parts of the city, and there aren't many roads besides the main one. Raz will continue to ponder these clues. Something is bound to occur to Raz eventually.
It's all right to be angry, you faithful of Akatosh. It's all right to be angry, you faithful of Akatosh. Our beloved Grand Sermonizer has been taken from us.
According to the notes we found, every one of the targets is a guilty liar. Except for the reference to the handsome Khajiit. That observation was extremely astute. We still don't know who the messages were left for. Let's try to figure it out. Well, the scribbles at the bottom of each note appear to be instructions. Well, the clues certainly allow us to exclude many parts.
Have you heard who's fighting in the arena today? I hear it's going to be a bloodbath.
Crude amusements for fools and traitors. You'll do well to spend more time at the theater. You filthy sneak!
According to the notes we found, well, the scribbles at the bottom of each note appear to be instructions. Raz is a genius! Raz has figured out what the clues mean. It was right in front of Raz's nose the entire... Raz knows where we need to go. It was right in front of us this entire time. Do you want to know where the clues point to? Raz does not wish to spoil your fun if you do not. There is a small house to the south. Near...
You really shouldn't break into a house that someone has already broken into. Where's your sense of honor, Razum-dar?
The beautiful darkness. Wait, is Naryu the Sweetroll killer? Raz would be sad to have to kill you now.
Well, I am a killer, but I'm not the killer. And what's that one doing here? This has nothing to do with the Brotherhood.
Raz is confused. You better talk to Naryu so we can figure out what's going on here.
If you and your Brotherhood comrades sent me that Sweetroll, I'm truly disappointed. I thought you'd realize by now that I don't take kindly to threats. Besides, it's hard not to look good in tight leather without being tempted by tasty pastries. No one knew I was on the Gold Coast. No one except you. Suddenly, someone delivers a Sweetroll with my name on it and a note predicting my untimely demise. It looks like you betrayed me. Give me a reason not to run you through. So you followed my messengers and found me instead? Ever since I received the threatening Sweetroll, I've been looking into other targets, trying to figure out who knows me and why they want to kill me. Well, why they want to kill me this time. Everyone who received one of the menacing Sweetrolls is traveling to Anvil for one reason or another. Seems to me, if the killer is smart, that's where he'll make his move. As a matter of fact, I'm headed there now. No one threatens me and lives. Just don't get in my way. I'm still trying to figure out your game in all this. But we've worked well together in the past. Might as well take advantage of that. I'll confer with Raz to make sure he and I see eye to eye, and we'll meet you in Anvil.
Raz has ears as sharp as a dire wolf. This one heard everything you said. The Queen would probably frown upon working with the likes of Naryu Virium, but Raz says the more the merrier. At least until we catch the Sweetroll killer.
If you stare at that statue any harder, Raz, your eyes will pop right out of your head.
Large and shapely.
Is the cat always like this?
Actually, this is one of Raz's good days. I'm still alive, so that's good, right? I suppose the commander was correct in his decision not to let me have a weapon. I have had a few bad experiences with sharp objects in the past. But shouldn't you talk to the others?
Mermaids. But now to business, yes? Raz thinks we should gather the killer's targets, put them all in one location, and set a trap. See if the beautiful darkness over there agrees, or if she has a better idea.
Good. We're all here. Now the real fun can start. Raz and I have been discussing our options, at least when I can get him to take his eyes off the mermaid. I'm eager to see who the murderer really is. Mostly so I can kill him. Already have one, hero. Raz wants the wood elf and I to stick close so he can watch out for us. We'll gather the rest of the targets and get them to safety. I'd prefer to let the killer find me and finish this, but the cat is very insistent. I don't trust Reman. He hired you to look into all this, but I think he knows more than he told you. Go to the Gold Coast Trading Company and find out whatever you can about this fool. He makes my ears tingle, which tells me he's hiding something. Never met the man, but Raz filled me in on the details. I had my eyes and ears around town do some digging. They confirmed that Reman visited with all the targets right before he hired you. My guess is he never told you about a lot of things. That's why I want you to go and take a closer look at him. Get rough if you have to, but make sure he tells you everything he knows. You might have the key we need to stop the Sweetroll killer. Oh, I'd enjoy a little rough play with you, hero. But for now, I want you to go learn more about Reman, preferably while holding a blade to his throat. He met with all of the Sweetroll killer's targets except me. And I want to know why that is.
You're going after Reman? Good. He's worse than a guar in heat. Tried to get fresh with me when he came to ask about the Sweetroll I received. Bet he walked with a limp for a week after I kicked him right where it hurts.
Raz will work with the lovely Nario. Make sure the remaining targets get to the hostel safely. Meanwhile, you go interrogate Reman. Make him talk. Use whatever methods you deem necessary. Just don't tell Raz what they are, yes?
Lost, are we?
This is your fault. I never should have hired you. What was I thinking? Because of you, the killer decided that I was a threat. Sent my own Sweetroll with a message inside. Then she cut me with her poison blade. Now I'm dying because of you. I found her on one of my trading expeditions. She talked of visions, how they helped her shape the ripples of fate. Crazy talk, but useful. You understand? I could point her at a target, like an arrow, set her loose and watch them die. Not anymore, obviously. You mentioned my name. Shouldn't have done that. She knows I betrayed her. Knows I sent you to eliminate her. Hid my involvement in all this. I knew it the moment I arrived in Anvil and saw the Sweetroll waiting for me. You met her. The gardener. She has a farmhouse, southeast of Anvil. But she won't be there for long. I'm dying, and it's your fault. I hope you realize I'm not going to pay you for this.
Raz must happily report that we found almost all of the killer's targets. The only one still missing is the Dark Elf Gardener. Perhaps this villain isn't as formidable as Raz had feared. But you have other news for us, yes? Really? Raz is impressed. Did you threaten and cajole? It's Reman, correct? We can go to the inn, get drunk, and put this sorry affair behind us. Wait. Reman isn't a her. The gardener? No wonder Raz couldn't find her. But we're wasting time. If you know where the murderer is, we should get moving. Let's go dunk the Sweetroll killer in the bitter milk of justice. Raz has made a deal with the Anvil Guard. It took more gold than Raz expected, but these people will be taken care of while we're away.
Now I know what my contracts must feel like, having a constant target floating above their heads. I heard what you told Raz. Let's get to that farm and put an end to the Sweetroll killer.
It appears your predictions of fate were right. I came to Anvil, breaking my usual routine, and still no sign of this killer. I do wonder if this Sweetroll I received was merely a gift from someone else.
You're going to leave me alone in this hostel, aren't you? And without a weapon, I bet. Well, I guess I'll just trust the commander and assume that I'll still be alive to celebrate with him after you return.
I took your advice and kept myself in the company of others, though I was a little surprised when your companions here grabbed me from the pub. I thought I was a goner. But here I am, safe and sound.
Raz thinks this place is too quiet. Good spot for an ambush, yes.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I could use a good fight right about now.
You send very mixed messages, Nario. One moment you're flirting, the next you're stabbing. It's very confusing.
Well, that's only because you assume the two are different, Razum-dar. What are we waiting for? Let's find the killer and end this!
Raz suspects that all this quiet hides unpleasant surprises. Tread lightly, Sharpclaw. Place was quiet and empty when we arrived. To be fair, we haven't checked any of the buildings yet. Raz wanted to wait for you. No one wants to miss their own party, yes? Whenever you're ready, we can start the search.
The threads of fate align! Kill them now!
Oh good, Raz has found them.
Enough! Too much blood has been spilled. I knew you'd find me. The fates told me so. But the climax isn't certain. There are many paths before us. You don't know how much I despise that name. I am a fate bearer, one of the select few who can see what the future holds and then do something about it. Each of my targets has the potential to cause unmitigated disasters. I stop them. Good and evil has no bearing on my visions. It's their actions that concern me. Each causes a ripple that radiates through time until a disaster occurs. Economic collapse, the death of a prominent leader, a queen betrayed. I had to stop them. Her fate is the worst of all. Her daughter causes the world to burn, or she could. The future is a fluid thing. I have seen my escape and my death, both possible at this moment, and both championed by each of your allies. But the choice is yours. For now, if you let me live, I'll call off the other fate-bearers. There's always a chance the future will change. We'll all hope for the best and assume they'll have long lives. But if you kill me, my brethren will find and kill them, eventually.
Raz heard the nonsense that spilled out of the killer's mouth. Why are we even considering bargaining with this crazy dark elf? Well, yes, there is that. Raz changed his mind. Bargaining should be considered. We have to do whatever we can to keep these people safe. Besides, we can always resume the hunt another day. Raz trusts her as much as he can balance on his own tail, which is not at all. He has tried. But these Fate Bearers, they won't stop until they eliminate each and every target, including Yarmia. Raz cannot let that happen, so Raz says, let her live.
I can't believe you're even considering this. Did you hear how crazy she sounded? Damn right you do. She's crazy as a cracked mud crab. All her talk about fate and the future, and what she said about me. I don't have a daughter. I hate children. It's never going to happen. Any way you look at it, Luna has to die. What about them? She's going to kill again, and she's going to come back for us. She thinks we're going to wreck the world. If we save a few now, how many more will she kill later? I say end her life and be done with it.
Have you come to a decision? Have you chosen which fate will come to pass today? Either those I targeted receive the time to alter their destinies, or you kill me and damn them all. Tell us, and end the suspense, if you please. Then out with it. Don't leave us all in suspense. Which of the possible fates have you decided to favor with your decision? I accept your decision and will not resist. Just know that you are damning your people. None of you will be safe from the Fate Bearers. You will be hunted and killed. The future will happen as it has been foreseen. It says so in your Sweetroll.
Well, that's one way to handle the situation.
It's better this way. She can't hurt anyone if she's dead.
But what about her Fate Bearers? Raz fears this might just be the beginning.
We'll manage. One less of whatever they call themselves is one less we have to deal. I need a drink. Join me at the Kvatch Inn, and we'll say a proper goodbye.
Well, that did not go exactly as Raz had planned, but everyone is safe for now. Thank you, my friend. Raz will make sure Yarmia remains safe and stays away from Sweetrolls from now on.
Well, look who's here. Afraid I'd leave without giving you a goodbye kiss. Well, look who's here. Afraid I'd leave without giving you a goodbye kiss. After all we've been through, and that's the very first thing you want to say to me? To be fair, it's very comfortable, and it looks great on me. It's the uniform of my organization. They expect me to dress the part when I arrive back home. Vardenfell. It's far from here, but I have friends and family there. It'll be good to see them again. Besides, I hear my organization has big plans in the works. Can't blame me for wanting to be a part of all that. I haven't forgotten what the Sweetroll killer said. Her words will probably haunt me for the rest of my life. But it's my life, and I plan on living it. I'll deal with the fate bearers when the time is right. For now, I just wanted to thank you. Don't get all sentimental on me, hero. We both have our paths to follow. Damn, that sounded like a fate bearer, didn't it? Look, let me leave you with a single kiss. One really good kiss. If you ever want another one, come find me in Vardenfell. Just one kiss to a customer. But I promise something even better the next time we meet. Now, if you don't mind, I don't want you to see me eat this Sweetroll. And don't judge me. After everything that happened, I deserve a tasty treat.